To make our sugar-free wine, I'm going to be using the following. I've got 2 quarts of 100% juice, in this case, grape juice. Now, because this is an experiment and I do want the wine to go totally dry, I'm going to be using a wine yeast with this experiment. If it works, then I'll try it again in another video using bread yeast. But for the record, I'm using 1 packet of Red Star Premier Rouge wine yeast. No particular reason for that particular version, but hey. I'm going to need enough stevia artificial sweetener because if it does go dry, and that would be anywhere from 1.000 or below, then I will need to back sweeten it to something that's more palatable to my taste, in which case I'll be using, again, stevia. This, of course, is optional, but I've got a half-gallon jug that I'll be doing fermentation in. Again, you can do the whole process using the original container that the juice came in, but I just want to see how it looks in a jug. Of course, one added benefit of using this jug is that it will accommodate an airlock with a number 6 bung, so I can actually see little bubbles as fermentation is progressing. And this is what I'm going to be using to make this wine. Now, of course, anytime you're using your carboys or any other wine making implements, you want to make sure that your equipment has been properly cleaned. Both inside and out. And properly sanitized using your food grade sanitizer of choice. But it's do its little work. Of course, following the manufacturer's suggested recommendations for usage. Now, once again, because I just have to be kind of funny that way, I am going to do something that a lot of people don't do. Personal choice. I'm going to go ahead and rinse out the sanitizers and use it as such. Again, my own personal preference. I'm now going to transfer the juice from the jug into the carboy. Again, it's optional. I'm not going to go all the way because one thing about doing grape juice and fermentation is that it can have a tendency to foam up once the yeast has begun fermenting, and it can create quite a mess. So I'm going to stop it there and let the foam die down a bit before moving on to the next step. Just so I can have a reference point so I can know just exactly how much alcohol is going to be in the wine at the end, I did a hydrometer reading and that came in at about 1.062. Now, just for reference, I took a hydrometer reading of just plain filtered tap water and it came in at 0.994, which indicates that there is no sugar in this water. Now, before adding in our yeast to begin the fermentation process, I'm going to go ahead and give our juice one last good shake. All right, take that off. Put this in. Go ahead and add in our yeast. Normally you don't need a full packet of yeast, but because I'm trying to use up what I would consider to be a vast supply of it as quickly as I can, I'm going to use a full pack. Okay, I just had to sanitize the airlock and bring the enough liquid to bring it up to the levels. I usually spritz in a little bit of star sand, diluted star sand, and go ahead and put on our airlock. We're going to go ahead and label our creation so I know what I'm making later on. It's a sugar-free wine, hopefully. And I started it on this date. That's July 20th. And my starting gravity was 1.062. Now, as for the remainder of our juice, we're going to go ahead and put our cap back on. And we're going to basically store this in the refrigerator. And again, we're waiting for any active fermentation that might cause it to foam up and out to subside before adding in the remainder of our juice into our carboy to bring our level up. All right, we'll take another look at this once fermentation has begun actively. See how it looks. 2 hours in, we've already had an initial burst of fermentation foam rising up. Glad we left a lot of headspace. It'll probably happen once or twice more, but again, by probably this time tomorrow, we can go ahead and add in the rest of our juice to bring up our level up a bit. And fermentation is well underway. It's now the following day. I've taken out the remaining juice from the refrigerator. It's a couple hours ago, just to bring it up to room temperature. And we're just going to go ahead, now that most of the foaming activity has subsided, we're just going to go ahead and add that to our wine mixture. See if I can do this without a funnel. Although insofar as the yeast is concerned, we just added some additional sugar to bunch on. The fermentation process in action. Now, after several days, you'll notice that you've got a layer of spent yeast down at the bottom of your carboy, or whatever container you happen to be using it in. What we want is the wine above that least layer. Also, after several days, if you are using an airlock, you'll see that activity has virtually come to a stop. It's still pumping out just a little bit more CO2, but for the most part, it's basically stopped. Taking a hydrometer reading at this point shows that I have a hydrometer reading of 1.000, which, when we did the reading for water, comes out to be the same. Therefore, there's practically no sugar remaining in this wine. A couple of more days could have been sure, but 1.000 is good enough for this experiment. Also, after having done the calculation to determine how much alcohol was produced, it ended up coming at 8.14% ABV, alcohol by volume. Now, because it's only been a short period of time, a lot of the sediment has not had a chance to settle down for the wine to become clear. So just know that going into this, basically, the longer you wait, let it ferment, the clearer the wine will become. But again, this is just an experiment. So, because there's virtually no sugar in there at the present time, we need to add our artificial sweetener in a process known as back sweetening, which basically means that we're adding enough sweetener after fermentation has been completed to our liking. This may, of course, involve a little bit of trial and error to get it to your liking. I can see now one pack is not going to be enough to do it. Go ahead and add a second one in there. Let's go ahead and incorporate that. Give that a try. It's getting a lot closer. It's got a certain degree of tanginess to it. But for my taste buds, I'm going to go ahead and add in a third and go ahead and incorporate that. give that a shot. Hmm. Now that's a lot closer to being okay. Now again, this wine has only been fermenting for the past, what, 5 or 6 days. So technically it is wine. You've already stated that it's got a 18.14% ABV. The process does work. Uh, I guess that considered technically considered as a sugar-free wine, since there's no sugar left in it, and we've sweetened it with an artificial sweetener. That's my take on making a sugar-free wine. In a later video, I'll go ahead and give this a shot once again using bread yeast. See if we can get the same results. So until the next video, I'll see ya.